Yeah, welcome and welcome back. I'm Martin. Bernie, hi, servus. Already in the chat, as always, at the very beginning, please, even if I have all the green lights on, everything looks so good on my side, help me a little bit to understand if the system is running, if you see everything, if you hear everything, and stuff like this. Now, here, obviously, I have a little bit of publicity, and just a second, bear with me, please. Okay, I can see myself, that's good. Obviously, I can't hear myself, so yeah, just let me know if you can hear me. And today is a very Passt schon. Super. Super, danke. Darauf gleich mal ein Prost, oder? Okay, well, thanks to everyone now helping me out on this. And yeah, today is a very special day. It's a very special day for two reasons. My son Mattia, 18 years old, today passed his driving license test. So driving in Italy will never ever be the same again as before. And yeah, Heavyocity, they did it again. They came out with another cool heavy Ocity library, because with the solo textures, which I really love, which I really like, they went on the soft side and they showed how capable they even are with acoustic real instruments on the orchestral side, like Ascent, their piano. Today, be prepared. I won't go light on you. Today, I won't go light on you. Today, it will be what's written there on the mug. Grow your tools, grow your libraries. Really, check out Heavyocity. I mean, just look at the list. You will see later on all the good stuff that you can get from them, from the very modern orchestral libraries, strings, brass, woodwinds, to the piano, to the intimate textures, the solo textures, to the mosaic series. We will play with those today. The pads, maybe neon, stuff like this, symphonic destruction, damage 2, obviously. And they're really 360 degrees. And now, yes, there is the analog hybrid drums. It's very hard hitting. I mean, it came out today. I have it since this morning. Thanks a lot, obviously, to Heavyocity for sending over an NFR copy so we could check it out. We can check it out together. It's a little similar from my very first playthrough, because I made this short trailer. We will listen to it now for Instagram. To the damaged drum kit, but maybe more aggressive, harder hitting. The damaged drum kit, was just a drum kit with the Heavyocity edge to it and everything. But from the very first playthrough, and we will do this now together, I nearly do like the analog hybrid drums more, because they sampled all the cool synth and drum machines that there are out there, but they even used samples of organic drums and then just mixed everything together in one instrument. So just let me, thank you, Bernie, thank you. Yes, you have left. Yeah, what's so funny in Italy, there was a law that the beginners in the car with the new driving license, they weren't allowed to drive strong cars. So all the cars that we bought lately, so mine and one of my wife, which we bought recently, we looked for quite a powerful engine, so he wouldn't be allowed to drive it. Yeah, they changed the law exactly 1 week ago, so yeah, okay. And he can't wait, obviously, and he will get one of our older cars, and that's oh, Dai brother Bokononisti. Yeah, today Dream Theater. Today is heavy, hard hitting, so today it's Dream Theater. Cool, yeah. I have a little problem. My eyes, they are so tired today. I don't know why. So let's just won't be able to join myself. Yeah, okay. All fine. That serious looking beer. Yeah, it's the Munich beer. So I suggest we have quickly a listen to the trailer music that I came up with, mixing all the best stuff that Heavyocity has to offer. And then we dive directly into the analog hybrid drums and go through the three instruments and through all the sounds. We want it for sure. It will be a fun stream. It will be a longer stream. I'm pretty sure we won't be able to hear everything, but let's do this. I will switch over the screen so you see what's going on my screen. The MacBook is pretty hot this evening, so hopefully it won't crash, and let's just listen a little bit. Yeah, that was the heavier side of things. I just took some instruments from Symphonic Destruction, from Damaged Guitars, and that's it. That's it for the very beginning. And then I have something a little different where I played with Mosaic Neon. So it suits a lot of styles. So what do you get in the analog hybrid drum kit? I had a cold problem. Okay. So you do get in the analog. Where do I have it? I have so much. Yeah, the analog hybrid drums. You do get like all the drums that came out in this wonderful Damage 2 engine. You know, there's the Damage Uncharted 88, which I really love and I use it really a lot. The Damage drum kit, Damage 2. Obviously, you do get three instruments. You always get the kit designer, you get the ensemble designer, and then you get the loop designer. And me personally, I do like the loop designer a lot, and we will talk about it because you do have so many possibilities to make those loops your very own. Yeah, so it's not just, you know, press a key and there is one loop. No, every loop is completely made up of three different loops that we will do this. So the kit designer is mostly if you have, you know, one of those keyboards with the pads to play the drums. So you know, there are the pads just on the interface, and then you do have the various sounds. So let's listen to the very first kit that just came up: the bass drum, the various snares, some sort of toms, and so you do have 4 different pages in this kit designer. You do have the mixer page, which you see here. So you do see here the keys or the pads. Even if you play a sound, then here you do have a display showing it. Here you do have the mixer. So every sound, obviously, you can have its individual volume. You do have here the panning, which affects only this sound. It doesn't affect the others. That's only for this sound. You do have the key. And then here you have the attack, the release, the threshold, the ratio, and that stuff for that very special last thing that you pressed. Then you do have the source page where you choose from the kicks, the snares, the hi-hats, the toms, the cymbals, the reversers, or the impacts, which sound you would like to have on those keys. And let's do this. Let's go a little bit through the impacts. think there is no doubt who made this library. Let's take this nebular strains. We like this one, so you just drag it, for example, here on this C2. I drag this one here, and now if I press C2, I have the sound here. That's as easy as it can get to build your very own kit, and then obviously pretty cool, even those reversers, because they are time synced. And yeah, I think I don't have to explain why time synced is so handy. So this you can really use them one beat, you know, one beat, two beats. There is really a little bit of everything, and then you just place them on the keys. Pity it's too quickly, yeah. Then you do have the settings for the sound, like you see the sample start for every single sound. So this page, what you see here, the tuning, the velocity, sensibility, and that stuff. The microphone mixes is always for the sound that you press. And then there's the master effects, where you do have then the punish button, which always the three settings: the gentle now, the hurt me plenty, or the nightmare. Which you can dial in. If you want, right click learn MIDI, this is your automation, then you can even automate this. I think you all know Damage 2, so I think you all know how this engine works, and let's just do something. Let's just listen to some of those kits. There is the combo kits, the hybrid kits, and the synth kits. Let's say we go for the analog crusher. Wonderful stuff. Then dry and close, popped cone, rip the filament. So those are the synthy sounds in it. Because I saw the videos, obviously, that Heavyocity brought out, and Neil really had this heavy, hard riffing and stuff like this. But the analog hybrid drums, they can do more than just metal. Because if you think about metal, then you would say, hey, the Damage drum kit already was enough. No, I think you can tell from those sounds there is a lot of synthy material in this. The tone machine. I guess you get the idea. Then we can go through some of the hybrid kits a bit over the top. Yeah, I think you get the idea why I like this, and why I said at the very beginning, in my opinion, it's a little more hard, a little more heavier hitting than the Damage drum kit. Hybrid, let's take some other nice and tight. Whoa, I don't know if you can hear that bass. That's cool even. For sure, this would be way more fun if you would have pads to play on and not the weighted keys of the keyboard. In my kitchen. Come on. This really sounds like pans and pots and spoons and stuff like this. Yeah, we're in the hybrid folder, and muted thunder. Yes. Boah. In the air tonight. Dudung, dudung, dudung. Let's do something. Nice. And then the last folder, I mean, of course, I didn't play through all of them. If you, David wrote, it's in the air tonight. Yeah, David wrote, it's more on the hybrid side. I've been in the hybrid folder. You would like to hear another synth, maybe, so we could go for the VCA opener. It's just... lots of nice sounds. And then the combos all hammer. Which... Then the next one is Dirt Jangles. Nice stuff. The Filtered and Crushed. Nice stuff. Then the next one. Gentle Lock Filters. Some clubby sounding kits. I couldn't find one yet, but I had it for something like 2 hours before the stream. So yeah, Heavy Monsters. Probably not a club thing. Yeah. Pump. Pump. Yeah. Richard, there are the Terminators. Wow. I hope I can show you now even how velocity sensible this monster is, and that you don't get too much clicking sound from my key. That's one key, that's one key, that's one snare. The bass drum even. I like this one a lot. Ha! Okay, we have to continue. I can't play a quarter with one, even if I like it. Minor demons. Is this clubby enough? I thought so. Old schooler. Rattle, rattle. Yes. That's something. What I do often when I write music and I use those drum kits, I'm lazy. So yes, I do use the loops, but to pump some life into those loops, just load up on a second track one of those kits and then set all the accents you want. Squashed backhaul. Nicey. Subtle bell ringer. The Spelunker. Nice. Combos. Where are we? Yeah, we are through. We are through. Okay, so that's it for the kit designer. That's it for the kit designer. I hope it gave you an idea. Just I knew a drummer that forgot the sticks and used his... No, really? Really? There was someone mad enough to use his forehead on the keys to play the drums? No way. Can't believe this story. Must be fake news. So let's get to the second instrument that there is, which is always the ensemble designer. And the ensemble designer is like in Damage 2, you know, it's the Damage 2 engine with this wonderful, wonderful stage. I mean, of course, you can switch off the stage. Saves you a lot of RAM. Let's do this just to show you. No, it doesn't unpurge it. I would need to purge it then myself. And you know, with the stage you have the possibility to really set those instruments on the stage, so it's not only panning to the left and to the right, but even to the front and to the back. You do have here your virtual stage in which you can even set the depth of the stage, so how deep this stage should be. And if you switch it off, then for every instrument you only get the left and to the right to the panning. But I do love the stage because the sound changes so much if you work with this. So let's just show you this. And why isn't this thing? Yeah, okay. It's I mean, you know, low sounds, they should be normally in the middle, but let's take this snare, for example. I set it in front now, to the right, to the left, to the center, and then I go to the behind of that stage. Now it's just way behind there in that room, way behind there to the right and to the left. And the cool thing is you can do this obviously with every single instrument. And normally you do have, you know, the 3 octaves which you find here, 1, 2, 3. And if you go on the source page, then you do have octave 1, octave 2, octave 3. You do have the source browser with the categories, you know, the kicks, the snares, the hi-hats, toms and percussion, cymbals, reversers, impacts. We will go through some of them, and then as before, you click on them, you hear them, and then you just drag them on the keys and you build, yeah, your ensemble of drums. Loops for ideas and inspiration, and then have you. Does it have that little trick that changes the loop suddenly? Richard, sorry, I don't get the question. Does it have that little trick that changes the loops? Subtly. It does have this trick in the loop design. It does have the trick because, you know, you do have 4 octaves, and the first octave is just the how are they called? We will see the designer keys, I think, which trigger the 3 loops above, and then you can say, okay, I like the low of this loop, I like the middle, but I don't like the high ones, and then you just change the high ones, and it's not the initial loop anymore. And you do have the stutter keys, and you do have up there even then another octave for reversers or impacts or stuff like this. Well, we will go to the loop designer. Let's just play a little bit with this. As we are in the ensemble designer, I talked about the stage, and even here, just to show you one thing. Those are the microphones, because you do have here 2 pages. The mixing page with this just about the microphone mix, and then you do have the drum page, and the drum page is nuts. Absolutely. I will show you why. Let's take this drum. I'm here. I go on the volume of this drum, and you see the volume just affected this drum, this key, the tuning. Only for this instrument, so you really create your ensemble to your liking. The tone low, the tone high, the attack and the release for this single drum. Then some people can't understand why I do love the Heavyocity library so much. That's why. That's why. Yes, so we have been on the stage page. I showed you this, the source page. Let's go through some of the impacts. This is why we're all here for. We're not here for the hi-hat. I mean, of course, you know, I do have the headphones here. I don't know how you can hear it, but this is insane. Yeah. Another detail, I'm pretty sure you won't see it, but you do have, you know, the names of the drums, which are already pretty cool, but then underneath you do have a little description what this thing does. So the nebula strains the sound of a star being born. Yeah. Yep. Round and pounded and crushed beyond recognition. Round and pounded and crushed. Then the space better pre-prepared for this impact. And now there comes something which made me love quite a lot before. Trailers love me. So there's this sound called Trailers Love Me. The description reads, and why wouldn't they? Wake up, Dad. An impact to send you straight to the afterlife. Wind concussion. Deep, low, and airy. Yeah. If I would be British, I would say at the edge of silence. And I'm pretty excited. And yeah, the reversers maybe, some of the reversers. Cymbals and effects. This one, I like this one. What do we don't need? We don't need this one. So the bell that tolls, ring, nodded, tonal chime to this key. And now I have it on my ensemble. And now we can go back to the stage, locate that sound, place it to the behind left. Or we bring it in the front, in the center. Front left. Yeah. That's amazing stuff. That's amazing stuff. I mean, this is even why Damage 2 is the industrial standard, I think, even not only because of the sounds, but because of all those possibilities. Then there are the settings, and now we come to another pretty cool feature. Let's just take this snare. It's the Foley snare, and I do have, yeah, the round robins on off. I do have the velocity curve and how sensible it should be. I do have here the tuning, the attack, the release, and that stuff. Okay, that's nice. But there is a performance feature. So I can switch on the performance feature, and then I can say, play me a crescendo, length, a fourth of a bar. That's it. I have here the rate. Yeah. I have the amount. So I can get minus and I can get plus. A half of a beat. Bar. One bar. Is this cool? Is this cool? So that's just a crescendo. Then I can have a swell. Same thing. Up and down. I can have flames. Amount and rate. I can have rolls, which can be triggered by velocity. Even here the rate. The rate is automatable by Learn MIDI CC automation. And I can have this even controlled by the mod wheel. So I can have, you know, the rate, the speed, and I can have the intensity on the mod wheel. And you see, if I go from the G to the A, the next note, it's as it was before, because I'm working on this note now, on this key. Donald, no, Donald, no, this is not the right stream for you. You know why. I'm way too much in love with Heavyocity to not, you know, grow your tools, really. But glad that you're here, Donald, really. And so this was the, and then there's the repeater, which I can get the rate, the length, and if it should be looped and stuff like this, and if I would like to have an accent, let's say the first one with a lot of amount. You see, now the first one is accentuated, or the last one. Or I can have it just up or down. 16th notes. Or down. So even that's a pretty neat feature with those performances. On that note. Only on that note. And then obviously, yes, there's the master effect, where you do have your effects chain. If you don't know this, you can really create your chain, every single effect. If you click on it here, you see then the parameters of that effect, and then you can just say, no, the EQ, I would like to have it at the very end. You just drag it to the very end, or here. With the orange buttons, you switch it on or off. The punish knob here. Nightmare. Something like this. And gentle now, as it was before. Or I switched this off. Just if you would like to have, you know, this punish even in it or not, and then there's the effects change. What I wanted to do is just a little bit more reverb. In the mix, and then here you tell how much you want it in the mix. Delay. Delay. Time. 8 notes. Yeah, absolutely. Metallic one. I said it at the beginning, I repeat it. It is similar to the damaged drum kit, but in my opinion, it's heavier hitting. It's the damaged drum kit is a wonderful drum kit, you know, just a but you know, a drum kit. This one is offering, in my opinion, way more. So, what we do now, we play as we did before with the drum kit. We will play through some of those ensembles that you get. You hear the analog hybrid hi-hats, hybrid kick drums, hybrid percussion, cymbals and effects. Cymbals and effects. Schöne Grüße. Wow, this one has a gate which is slowing down, and even the ping pong is then stopping in the center. Inner peace. Are we still in the same library? Softosity again. Beautiful sounds. Wow. Yeah, always good for a surprise. Then the hybrid kick drums, the percussion. Let's check this one out. We go to the settings as we are curious, and we do see that on this key the performance is switched on. We switch it off. Pom, that's it. We switch it on. The repeat function is on, 8 notes for a length of 4, with the accent on the first beat. Even this, I really would like to give you this advice. You know, if you get one of those libraries, this is not Heavyocity related, whatever library, and then you find something like, hey, wow, try to understand, try to figure out why is that. Is it simply the sample doing this and you have no possibility to interact with it, or is it the engine doing some magic? Because in this case, if I like the sound, this sound, but I don't like the repeating function, you can switch it off. It's not in the sample, it's the engine doing this. And then you can just say, okay, I like it, but I would like to have a crescendo on this one. But with the slower rate, or something like this. So, yeah. Yeah. That's the sample. That's the sample. And then you switch on the performance function. This sounds very familiar to me. Might be taken from that damaged piano, which ended up in Uncharted 88. Yeah, but they said that they took organic samples that they had and then just did their sound design magic on them. Then analog, hybrid reversers, hybrid snares. Then cinematic hybrid trailer kit. I can hear in my head viola played very subtle from the solo textures, playing a D, and then it just gets brushed out of the way by something like this. I think what's pretty cool, if you go to the stage, doesn't make sense, but it's fun. This one here, this one here. Simply by dragging them on the stage, one to the behind maybe, one in the front. Play with those instruments, have fun with those instruments, really. Do this kind of stuff. hyped. Then there's the normal version, then the synth trailer kit. Even this one, hyped. We go for the hyped version. We don't go for the... Tangerine Dream reminds me of some older stuff. Then symbols and reversers or hits and transitions. This one is driving down. This one is driving downer. This one is really deep, really. And just to tell you this, so for example, this Ensemble Designer here is 400 megabytes of RAM, so it's really on the lighter side if you think of those 24 sounds that you have, 8, 16, yeah, and you have the stage to place them. Just imagine what you can do with this alone. Fantastic. So those have been the snapshots in the Ensemble Designer, and I hope I even showed you, you know, how those 4 pages within the Ensemble Designer work, and the stage with its depth, its mixing page, and the single knobs here for every single drum that you use in your ensemble. And I suggest we head over now to the part that's probably the most fun, which are the loops. So you do have the loop designer. This is how the loop designer looks like. And what do you have? You do have 1, 2, 3, 4 octaves, of which the red one are the low loops playing the C now. Then there is on the yellow keys on the C the mid section of that loop, and on the next C then there is the high section. So I could press all 3 C's together to have this result. But the blue keys down here are the designer keys. So if I press that C, a low portion, a mid portion, and a high portion are triggered for that sound. Obviously here you do have the waveform, you do have the start point of the loop, you do have the end point of the loop, the volume, the panning, the tuning, the speed, and that stuff for that single loop that you hear. And let's say if I press that C, what do we get? Here you can see which loops are triggered. This one, this one, and this one. I like the high part. I do like the mid part. I don't like the low part. Let's look for another low part. This one, the D. So as the designer key C here is still unlighted, I just press this D. And if I press the C now, you see the D gets triggered. So I already altered the loop by changing the low part. So this loop that you hear now is not, you know, a out of the box serial loop. It's something that you created. And obviously another thing that you can do with those loops, no one is forcing you, you know, to play always the full portion of it. You can always start maybe just with the high bit, bringing in even the mid part, and then start with the whole loop. So you can be really creative with those loops. So the red keys down here are stutter keys. In straight or in triplets, and the stutter is in or in 8th, in 16th, in 32nds or in 64th. Let's just try this. And the 64th. So I guess you get the idea how much fun even those stutter keys are. And in the trailer that I made for Instagram, I used it. If you look here, there are those two keys that I pressed underneath the loop to have it stutter. That's fun. Let's play this again because it really was fun. So this is the analog hybrid drum loops with a little bit of symphonic destruction, some Brahms and some loops and a designer thing, and then the damaged guitars and then the mosaic neon. And whilst you listen, I drink. Lots of fun, really. The loop designer. We talked about the stutter keys, about the designer keys, about the various loops, and then there's the last octave, and the last octave is reserved by default. I think by now you learned you can do whatever you want afterwards to transitions and just hits. So the high portion, even this is something that you can do. You know, those knobs, they work on this precise loop. So this one I penned it hard left. The next one I pen it hard right. And then I play both of them together. Know your tools, know your libraries. Really, I can't stress this one out often enough. And then the very last ones, yeah, just some subtle nice and sweet goodnight hits. This is a soft one. And then some time synced reversals. Even this is something that you can do, obviously. So we created this loop before, but to start everything, what you could do, you just have a reverser bringing you into it, and then as you start it, you even set one of those very subtle, very nice, at the edge of silence punches, and create something like this to start your percussion. And if this one is too loud, then yes, volume. You bring it down, only this one. Yeah? Tuning. I think you get the idea how much you can play with this one. Then even here you do have 4 pages. Yeah, subtle. Yeah, I said this. It is really subtle. I mean, come on. Aren't those sounds? So much fun. The source page. Here you do have octave 1, octave 2, octave 3, where you can place and see even if you press the various loops. You do have the banks for the synth or the hybrid stuff, or you do have the loops themselves, where you just can go through the sounds. You switch on auto. Nice. Let's do something. Let's create one. I like this one. So on this D, I bring this one. Now in our tempo, then low. There's even written in brackets what they are, if they are the low bit or the I like this one. So this one, we place it. Oh, I like this one more. Let's bring this one on this D. You have, I think there was written in the manual over 400 loops. Let's just go through. No, I like this one on this D, and then together. And let's go even for a higher one. After the mids, there comes the high. Dark Knight. Let's place this one on this D, okay? So we've just chosen 3 loops for the low version, the mid version, the high version, and now we go to the designer key on the loop page, and we just trigger them here with the D, our loop. This is a loop that we created. I mean, yes, everyone having this library can create this loop. Yes, it's a loop, but you anyhow have so many possibilities to create your very own, because now you play a little bit with the panning, you play a little bit with the tune, you play a little bit with the volume and this stuff, you play some effects, because even here you do have the effects chain, and you do have the possibility to automate those effects. If you switch it off, you have them on the mod wheel. Yeah, now they are on the mod wheel. But you can even automate this. Here you see the FX modulation, and if you go on this one, then you can switch it on, and it's just working by itself. You do have the range, the smoothness, the steps, and this stuff like you have in so many Heavyocity libraries. And then at the end there are the master effects. Even here you can create your very own chain, and you do have the punish knob if you want it. Okay. And let's do something. I just create a new track, and let's play with some of those loops. Let's just listen to some of them. You do have the all-star combos, the synth loops or the hybrid loops, and let's just play with some of them. The backbeaters from the all-star combos. Go to the loop page and let's just play some of them. Clubby. So I think the sounds are there. This one on the F. Oh, and what I do now, if you would like to hear something else, just let me know in the chat. I just play the designer keys, where Heavyocity's stuff came up with the combination. But I like this one, and I had an idea with this one. Okay, as quick as that, then obviously we quantize this, then I would like to record on the very same track, no, at the beginning. This one, it's long 4 beats, it's 1 bar, perfect. Perfectly leading into that loop, and then yeah, just some of them. Okay, this one was stupid, but that's not a problem. We're working on a piano roll, so this comes at the very end. And then what we could do underneath, for example, we could go to Mosaic Neon, which in my opinion suits this very well. We go to a arpeggiated thing. Just a second. I would like to find something. Okay. Yes. Okay, then we could open up another track of Mosaic Neon. We save what we did so far. And let's just do this quickly. Just to show you, you know, it suits so many of the Heavyocity libraries, this one. I like that punch at the end. We create a new track because I really would like to keep what we created there. And let's continue. No, this is not what I wanted to do. Let's continue a little bit with those loops just to show you some more. We have been in the backbeaters. Let's beat Candy. So this one is made of E, E and C. Yeah. Too much fun. Too much fun. That's not good. Grunge style. This one is made of C sharp, the D, that's an interesting combination, and then the B flat. Okay. Nice. Sorry. I need to check this. That's it. It's the yeah, the delay in this case is in the sound. Pretty nice. Okay, grunge style. Then hybrid assault. This one is pretty punchy under the headphones. Lots and lots and lots of loop, over 500. And the pulse makers, let's quickly listen to some of those. Just play this the whole length. That was the secret in this one. Okay, I understood. Okay, we go to the next one, which is the synth loops. Just we play some of them. Synth loop 1. David, absolutely, really take the time, get to the source browser here, and then you have whole banks that you can load on the whole octave, or you go to the single loops. Here you have the category, and then just click through them. I'm pretty sure you will be surprised how much stuff is in there that you even didn't know. And then you can always go to your effects page and maybe just put a subtle delay, a ping pong delay or something like this on them. Can change the whole characteristics of that loop. Amazing stuff. Synth loops 3. Oh, come on. like this one. The only thing I did now, I kept the low loop the whole time, and I played a little bit around with the mid and with the high, and you can create interesting rhythms even with this. I mean, the sound itself, yes, I would say it's pretty distinctive. You will recognize it soon, but that's not a bad thing if you like the sound, and I love it. You don't like it? No problem. You do have the possibility here with the tuning, the panning, the speed and that stuff, even to tweak it. You have the equalizer if you want. You can tweak even this one a little bit. And the compression or distortion or something like this. So yeah. Know your libraries. Then the hybrid loops. Let's go to hybrid loops even. That gets pretty much in the direction of damage too. I think this one and damage 2, they will really work well together. Let's. Yeah. That's the loops dry. Okay. And then I just switch on the master effects. What did I say before? What did I say before? You can do so much with a little bit of delay and a little bit of reverb. And how much does it change the very same loop? Nice. Distortion. We switch off distortion. We switch it back on. Compressor. Let's drive back the tape delay a little bit. I nearly like it more now. Not so wet. The reverb, switch off the reverb. That doesn't sound like the same thing. You know, a little bit of... The reverb, take it out. I like it more like this. Yeah. amazing, amazing, amazing. The hybrid loops. Let's some more. What's this? Okay. The next one. Okay, what do we have here in the effects? Curious. Let's switch them off. Let's switch them back on again. Yeah. There's a lot of delay. Listen to this snare. It's a snare. Pum, pum. Back on delay. Sounds like a completely different. Play with those effects, really. Play with those effects. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, sorry. The child in me, I need to find that one sound. No? In there, in there. I like this one. I wanted... yeah, that's another feature I need to talk about. So, you do have, I hope you can see this, in the loop designer, where I play this mid loop now, you do have the start point for the loop. You do have the end point. So let's just set this back so it starts at the beginning and it ends at the ending. You can set the end point, obviously. But you can even let the starting point where it is, and then the loop point, for example, you set it here. So it starts here now, gets to the end point, but then it repeats from the loop point. And as I like this one so much, yeah, why do I love Heavyocity library so much? Is it really a question, or do you understand it simply by learning how to use those wonderful libraries? Let's play a little bit even with the triplet loops, down and dirty. Sorry, No. Exactly this. Doo-doo. Yeah. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. The synth loops. Some of them. Just some of them. Bernie, das ist wirklich krass. Das ist wirklich sowas von krass, weil du eben diese Designer-Keys hast. Das ist ja so cool. Du hast ja wirklich die 3 verschiedenen Oktaven für die Lows und die Mids und die Highs und dann den Designer-Key, wo du die zusammenbastelst. Yeah, I was getting away my mother language. What's so cool about this? You know, it's not only loops. No, you have the designer keys, and every designer key triggers 3 other keys of the 3 different octaves where you can place whatever you want, or where you just use, like by default, a bass part, a mid part, and a high part. Every single loop you can set the starting point, the end point, and the repeating point. And in the source browser you can even say, okay, I would like to have maybe only 2 bass parts, and the rest of the 3 octaves I use for mid and high parts, and then just, you know, play with them, with the loops in your piano roll. You know, you leave the, as I did it before, you can do, I leave this bass part and then I just go through the various mid parts. And it's not, you know, just a loop. It's you see, you can play with those loops. If I would have a third hand, then I could, you know, do the very same thing, even in the mid part, and do it. And then you do have the stutter. Yeah, you do have. And you do have, yeah, the reverses that you can choose, or if you would like to say subtle, good night. Yeah, those very light, gentle, punchy noises. Yeah, hybrid loops. Let's get maybe the last thing for today. It's 1.5 hours that I have fun. That's yeah, maybe too much. Hybrid loops, triplets, just a few of them. Forzo, right away. Oh, let's try something quickly. You know, don't really quickly. I don't want to do too much, but I had an idea. So even this one we will start. Oh, sorry. It's not my intention to wake up the children. Where's the source thing? The last one. Yeah, this one. in the A. I like this one, how it gets in. Okay, then we load up quickly Forzo. And just a second, because I got... Okay. Yeah, as I said, very special day today for two reasons. One, yes, Heavyocity, Christmas. And yes, I'm really, really happy that my son passed his driving license test this morning. Just an idea. Obviously on D. Just fun. Just fun. We're just having fun here. Obviously, I could go in the brass designer and create a sound and then play it myself, or I could go to the traditional sounds. Forzo is an incredibly versatile brass library because it can do the boom, boom. You know, the end of the world is just knocking at your door. But the horns, for example, they can get so soft. I'm really delayed with many videos. I have too many videos in the pipeline at the moment. If someone would like to help me editing videos, just drop me a line. And I used Forzo, and I really used those horns very subtle, very nice, you know, very natural. Forzo is amazing. If you don't know it, check it out. Yeah, Zimmer likes to write in D, and if Zimmer likes to write in D, you know, it can't be wrong, so we always need to play in D. I think I have one bit here in the middle, which I played in A minor, the rest is in D. And if you think about this, give me a second, I need to, no, they're all already way too processed. Just a second. You will recognize it right away, and then you will tell me the key. D. Yeah, can't be wrong as a key. And David was asking if there's any Heavyocity library that I don't have. Yeah, I don't have Damage 1. I don't have Damage 1. I don't have Damage 1. I don't have Gravity 1. But I think for the rest, yeah, there should be everything. Symphonic Destruction, Damage 2, Ascent, Forzo, Vento, Novo even. You know, Forzo and Novo, I never really talked about them. Ascent I use so often. For sure you got a clue about Ascent. So I will do a stream very soon talking about Novo. And Forzo I will talk about, I think, when I do this video that I was talking about in the intimate and rhythmic textures. Yes, solo textures. Check out solo textures. Then yes, another library that I really love is the scoring acoustic guitars. Scoring acoustic guitars is amazing. And think about the price even of those libraries. Most of those libraries are around 100 euros. That's even something very amazing. Scoring guitars then in the Damage, now in the Gravity 1 engine, still in the Gravity 1 engine. I had a stream recently where I went in depth into the Gravity 2 engine. Vocalese, really nice. Yeah, damaged guitars, the mosaic pads, mosaic neon. And then there are all those cool free libraries that Heavyocity even brings out. And I will have another video soon where I will talk about cinematic pads from free to, I think that the most expensive one that I found was €200, $200, something like this. And there we will talk about those foundation libraries and how you can use them as a cinematic pad simply by tweaking some of the knobs. I hope it will be a interesting video then. And we have been here in the triplets, I think, at the end. Yes. And I think we are through. I think we are through for today. I suggest we obviously the libraries my advice, if you don't need them for a specific project, buy them at the enterprise, when they get introduced. This is not Heavyocity related. This is, for every developer out there. Or when there are the sales, because even the sales now, there's spring sale, after spring sale, pre-summer sale, summer sale, after summer sale, pre-autumn sale, autumn sale. I think you get the idea. And then it depends on the developer. Being in my day job, something completely different, but more on the selling side. If companies give you between 20 and 40% of discount, then it's realistic, absolutely. And then you might consider this discounted price, the street price. If a developer gives you 70 or 80% or something like this of discount, I think then you get the idea that the normal price is maybe a little over the edge. If they can afford to give you an 80% discount, then so the street price is 20%, of the retail price, which is and I think that's it. I think that's it from my side for today. If you have questions, if you would like to see something else, if you would like to hear something else, let me know in the chat. Otherwise, I suggest we play everything we came up with this evening again. So you listen to everything again in context. And I think then I will just close this stream. Let's do this. So I hope even you saw now with the various examples, from something synthy like Neon to Symphonic Destruction to the damaged guitars to the brass, how versatile this library is. Even this makes it really special. And if you don't have any percussion library from Heavyocity yet, this might be the perfect starting point, because in my opinion you get a little bit of everything. You have a little bit of those natural sounds. As I said, some of them I thought I recognized them from Damage, some from Uncharted 88. I thought there was some of and stuff like this. Then all the synthy sounds, the sounds from the Damage drum kit. You have a little bit of everything in it, and the loops are amazing as always. And yeah, I think that's it. Let's see if I can go here back to me on the big screen. Yes, because I need to tell you, like and subscribe. You know how this YouTube circus works. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, please just do me that favor. Hit that little button. Really means a lot. And I got to hat back a little. Yeah. Yeah, really. No, that's it from my side. And thank you for watching. Thank you for, at the beginning, Bernie, thank you so much, just telling me, hey, yes, we can see you, we can hear you, and stuff like this. And yeah, have a wonderful evening, have a wonderful weekend. Funny enough, it was snowing yesterday, so where we are, there is no snow, but really 10 meters higher. Really, my neighbors up there, their grass is already white, so I won't go to the lake tomorrow. Maybe skating might be possible, but for sure we can't go with the kayak over this up. And really, that's it. So enjoy your weekend, make good music always. Check out even the other videos of analog hybrid drums. As I said, one of my upcoming streams will be then about Novo, maybe including even Forzo. I have a lot of videos that I need to edit to publish them. And yeah, I was a little busy with this scoring competition that we had together with Andreas, which was amazing. We had amazing scores coming in, and that's it really. I leave you. It's 11 p.m. here now, so I guess from the names that I see, most of you even more or less are in that time zone. So really, thanks again for watching, for your support and everything. See you in the next video or the next live stream. Bye bye.